Welcome back to the Conference USA Tip-Off Show. I'm John Tripp and pleased to be joined by Rice Owls women's basketball head coach Lindsay Edmonds. And Coach, before we look forward and talk about to preview this season, let's first look back as you enter the second season. How would you sum up your first year at Rice?
A whirlwind. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Getting the job became a whirlwind of getting staff together and keeping team intact, and then figuring out what in the world I was doing. And then we were hit with injuries and a whirlwind of how do you practice with 7 or 8 kids on a roster every day, and some days only having 6 available. So just the whirlwind of navigating through some adversities and just figuring it out and learning as I was going. But it was a whirlwind, but I was extremely happy to be a part of it.
At what point in the season last year or maybe this offseason do you feel like you finally got it figured out?
Oh, no. No, we're every day is something new, right? Every day is something new that you haven't experienced. And I'm, nowhere close to being a vet in this. And I'm the first one to say I messed that up, right? So I think, every day I'm able to learn more and able to get more and more confident in what I'm doing and what we're doing. But yeah, I'm not there yet, but we're figuring it out as we go.
All right, I'll tell you something you did figure out. You have the #1 recruiting class in Conference USA, the number 31 ranked class nationally. How did you pull that off? That is impressive.
Yeah, I give a lot of a tribute to my staff. As soon as we got here, we just hit the ground running. We hit Texas really, really hard. But we also were able to get out and recruit nationally with the prestige of the university. You're able to get on the phone with a lot of different young ladies. And I do feel like a lot of young ladies and their parents care about their academics. And so that was an easy sell. So if you look at our class, we have, 3 from the state of Texas, but then we have, 1 from California, we have 1 from Canada, we have 1 from DC. So we are all over the place. And I think that's what makes Rice so unique. Texas should be our home base because there's so much talent here, but we have the ability to recruit nationally. And so again, I just hats off to my staff. They got me on the phone with the right people right away, and we built relationships. And we sell family because that's what we're about. And we found the people that would fit into our family, that would fit in academically, that would make us a better basketball team. And thankfully, they all said yes to us. So here we are.
You have 5 starters return. You have 7 players come into your new family. Tell us about the team you have coming back and what you expect to see from them.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Last season, the players that were playing the bulk of the minutes hadn't had a lot of experience. They had watched the teams before that be successful and win games and win regular season and all of that. They had watched all of that, but they hadn't been a part of it. And so I think early on in the season last year, we hit some of those hiccups. We didn't know how to close out the close games. We didn't know how to finish. I was calling plays for the wrong people at the end of the game. And then by the end of the year, we started figuring out how to win those games, how to close out the tough moments, who were the right people to have the ball in their hands with 10 seconds left on the clock. So I think we just kind of figured it out. So I'm really excited about this year having their experience and being able to say, man, we went through a lot of tough times together last year, and here we are, and we're stronger because of it. We're better because of it. We're more experienced because of it. And then you add in, like you said, 7 new into our family, and they're really talented. Practices have been a ton of fun. It's competitive. And so I'm really excited about what that group of newcomers can bring to our table and to our program. I think they give our vets an opportunity to take a quick blow, and we don't have a huge drop off. And so that's really exciting.
Early on, what would you say is the identity that is formed with this team, and what kind of style can we see out there on the court?
I mean, first of all, because of what we went through last year, I think we're an incredibly tough team. I think we have that mental toughness, we have physical toughness because of what we dealt with last year. I mean, we like I said, had 6 players at times. I had a reporter after a game say, "Why'd you not play more people?" I was like, "Who'd you want me to play? The person in the boot or the person in the arm sling or what?" So I think we're incredibly tough. We want to play fast, and we want to score before the defense gets set. We want to play a lot of 4 out, 1 in, and not have to call a ton of plays and let the defense pick their poison. They're going to double down on our big. Well, then we're going to knock down open shots. If they don't double down on our big, we should be able to score 1-on-1. We have a lot of depth at the 5 position, and we added some height to the 5 position. So I'm really excited about what our 4 out, 1 in can look like.
I'm sure the players were excited for this offseason as well. You have a major locker room renovation. You also rented a beach house, had a team bonding experience. How would you sum up the offseason?
Yeah, it was great. I think this offseason we had to figure out a way to merge the newcomers and the returners, right? We needed to stop saying returners and newcomers. We needed just to say the team. And I think us going to Galveston played a huge role in that. We were able to be in a beach house together, be together 24/7. We were cooking for one another. We were cleaning up after one another. We were making bathroom schedules of who could go to the bathroom when and take showers and all the things. So we had some fun times. We had some really in-depth conversations, some really vulnerable moments. They put together a tent blindfolded. I mean, there were just a lot of different things that could bring them together. And I think if you were an outsider that came into the beach house that weekend, you wouldn't have been able to tell by the end of the weekend who those returners were and who the newcomers were. And that was the main goal of what the weekend was about. And I think we definitely accomplished that. And because of that, I think that our success can really be just through the roof this year.
What do you think was the biggest thing you learned about your team that weekend that surprised you the most?
I don't want to say surprised because I knew we had incredible young ladies on and off the court, but I was just so impressed by them and so impressed by, again, 16 of us plus staff plus some other people that went with us. I mean, there were tight quarters, right? And there was not complaints. There was not like, hey, let's put our phone down so that we can go through this conversation. There was no complaints about like not fully being present. They were there. They were invested in it. They wanted to be there. And so I think it was just so refreshing to see how great the young ladies were and how invested in the weekend they were. Because again, they all have that same goal of, we want to be really special this season, and they knew how important that weekend could be. And so they were fully locked into doing everything we asked them to do. And I think that can just be a forward moment to what the season is going to be. I think everything we ask of them, they're going to do whatever it takes to get the goal accomplished.
That sounds incredible. All right, let's talk about the schedule upcoming. Tell me the off-season, the non-conference, schedule. Talk me through that, and then highlight a couple games in Conference USA you're really looking forward to.
Yeah, again, I'm looking forward to every single game. I don't want to put any opponent above another opponent, so I'm really excited about our non-conference schedule. We open up with a really tough one. We have Stephen F. Austin at home. They have been really, really good for the last several years, so I know they're a great program, so to open up with them is going to be a great test. We have Abilene Christian at home. We go on the road to California and play St. Mary's and Pacific. Come back home and have a couple of local games on the road though, but Texas Southern, Texas A&M, come home and play TCU, have Houston at home, then we have Sam Houston at home. So that's our non-conference schedule. Really excited about all of them. I think we're going to be challenged in a lot of different ways. So excited about what that can look like and see how we stack up against those teams. I mean, we have WBI champions, we have conference champions, we have Power Fives, we have a little bit of everything on our schedule, so I'm really excited about that. And then with conference play, again, I don't overlook anyone. I think all the games are big games, so any of them are ones that I'm excited about. So looking forward to all of them.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing the Lady Owls on the court. Lindsay Edmonds, good luck in your second year.
Thank you.
Stay with us. The Rice men's basketball team coming up next. Welcome back to the Conference USA Tip-Off Show. I'm John Triffin, joined by Rice men's basketball head coach Scott Pera. And Coach, When you look at the way the program has progressed, this is now your 6th season. How do you feel like Rice has grown since you've been here?
Wow. I mean, we're really happy, with this kind of the state of the program and where we're at right now. We've grown every year. We've increased our wins every year. I think we've got better overall in terms of talent each year. And even if you look at last year, under a microscope, you see that we were 13-8 and had just beaten Middle Tennessee and UAB, and before Quincy Oliveri got hurt and lost for the season. So even though we ended up 16-17, I think we were well on our way to a 20-win season. So, but you can only control what you can control. We're excited about what we have coming up this year, and we're looking forward to it.
Preseason poll, you're picked 7th. How do you guys get to that mark of that 20 wins? What's going to get you over the hump this season?
Well, I think first of all, you got to get off to a good start, and we have a very difficult test out of the gate. Going to Pepperdine and then playing a league game so early at Middle Tennessee. But we want to get off to a good start in the preseason, and then the other key to getting to that number, 18, 20, whatever it is winning at home. You got to take care of winning your games at home. We've been pretty good at home over the last couple of years, and hopefully that'll continue.
Let's talk about your team you got coming back. You have 3 starters returning. Walk us through them, what kind of improvements they've made this offseason, and the other key returners who are going to play a factor.
Well, obviously, Max, Travis, and Quincy, we're going to lean on heavily. These are 3 guys that have played a lot of college basketball, and they're experienced guys. They've started a ton of games for us. Each of them are unique in their skill set. And for us to get to that mark we talked about, finishing above 7th or talking about trying to win 20 games, those 3 guys have to show up every night.
How would you define or explain your style of play you want to implement on the court at Rice?
Well, we've really emphasized pushing the ball and trying to play fast. We've been in, top 5 in scoring. I think last year we were 4th out of 14 teams, averaging 74 a game. We shoot a lot of threes. We spread the floor. We've come up with our little fun hashtag GreenlightU, kind of giving guys freedom to make plays, and that's who we are. And our guys like playing that way. We like coaching that way. And, it's been a good combination for us.
Okay, GreenlightU. We got to dig into that a little more. Does that mean a guy can basically pull up from wherever he wants?
Well, it depends who the guy is. You got to earn the green light in a way. But I also don't want guys looking over their shoulder. I want them to play with freedom. I want them to have, they know that I give them the confidence to make plays and to be players, and that's kind of where it stems from. But some lights a little greener than others. I will say that.
You have a ton of new players coming into the program as well. Talk about your key freshmen as well as transfers you brought into Rice.
Yeah, really excited about our freshman class. I think this class of 4 guys really has a chance to make an imprint on our program moving forward. I think even a couple of them this year could do that early on. Makai Mason, Andrew Akuchi, Mason Jones. These guys are all guys that we think we can put on the floor early on, and we're going to, and we're going to count on them. And, to add depth as well as be guys that can contribute. And the 2 transfers, too, are going to play a huge part. Elam from Nevada and Siri from Kansas State, both guys that are older guys that bring skill set that really play to our strengths and hopefully improve us in some areas as well.
Every coach does something unique in order to get all the new guys and the transfers acclimated to the system, to the culture. What have you done so far at Rice this offseason?
Well, look, you said it earlier. We're entering my 6th year as the head coach. I think we have a great culture here in which the guys that we recruit to fit the culture that we have. And I'm really proud of the group of guys we have, our senior leadership, and including Jake Liepert in that with Quincy, Travis, and Max, to really welcome the new guys. They really do a good job of, hanging out together off the court, doing things, whether it's at my house or doing something at Top Golf or just having fun as a group. These guys have really kind of gelled the way I had hoped when we recruited them.
Nice. Let's dig into the schedule a little bit. Let's talk non-conference action. Talk me through those games, and then walk me through your conference schedule.
Well, look, like I said, we're going to open up on the road. Anytime you open up on the road, it's hard. When you're opening up on a team that is young and as talented as Pepperdine is, it's a major concern, a major challenge. We played them here last year. They went through a tough year, but they played freshmen. I know they played 3 really good freshmen, a ton of minutes, and all of those guys are really good players. And so they're going to be a big problem to start off the season out there. And then, the funkiness of this league here, we playing 20 league games this year. We got to go to Middle Tennessee on game 3. And so, they win 27 games last year, so that'll be quite a challenge as well. In terms of the other, then we go back to the non-league again. We got to go to Texas. We got to go to Texas State. We have an MTE here where we'll host 3 games right before Thanksgiving that we're looking forward to as well. And then I also think this year's league is the toughest it's been in my 9 years. You go to 20 league games and you have 11 teams that are all pretty good. And the top of the league is loaded. So it is going to be a major challenge. We're looking forward to it. We have some veteran guys and some new young talent, but we're going to have to play very well to get our share.
With so much talent in this league, do you think Conference USA gets more than one team into the big dance this year?
Well, I think they certainly should. What we've gone through and the teams that we played over the years, it should have been a multi-bid league, in my opinion, many years. But I think this year it's got a really good chance. When you look at UAB, North Texas, and Western Kentucky, the talent they have and the success they've had, I can't see 2 of those teams. That one of them should be an at-large, I think, down the road. I'm not underselling teams like La Tech or Florida Atlantic either, who I think also are very good and have a chance to have big seasons.
We're expecting
and
big
Middle
things
as well. I don't want to leave them out either.
We don't want to leave out Rice either. You guys are going to be in the mix with all the young talent you've got. Scott Parra, head coach, entering his 6th season at Rice. Good luck this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.